Today on the newscast, we are on the Sea of Galilee to go inside an ancient synagogue where Jesus very likely taught. That's coming up. Hey folks, Eric Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast and welcome to the Sea of Galilee. This is where Jesus walked. Yes, he walked the land, but he literally walked on these waters as well. The gospel tells us we are here in the Galilee, continuing this week of Watchman Productions. Now, if you've joined us here in the newscast over the past few days, you saw us in Jerusalem. You saw us on the Israel-Lebanon border yesterday. If you missed any of it, you can check it out here in our archive. Just go to Newscast and you will find it all right there on the ground reports from the land of Israel. And while you are there, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you get alerts every time a new video is posted. We are coming to you every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends, and sometimes, yes, from the land of Israel where we're coming to you from this week. Okay, it's Friday. We've been talking a lot this week about some serious subject matter: Israel, Russia, Hezbollah, Iran. So on a Friday, as the people of Israel and this land are about to bring in the Shabbat, a day of rest, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do a little bit of history and biblical archaeology. Now, if you are a regular viewer of the Watchman Newscast, you know that we love bringing the Bible to life for you, opening the pages of the Bible and going to these ancient sites that you read about in the Word of God. Well, today we have a very special one. Since we're here on the Sea of Galilee, I thought it'd be the great opportunity to take you to Capernaum. It's known as the town of Jesus. It is home to a 2,000-year-old synagogue where Jesus very likely taught. Folks, there's some places in Israel you can say, Jesus was probably there. This synagogue, he was there, and that is pretty much beyond dispute. And we've got the one and only Danny the Digger Herman, our good friend, Israeli tour guide and archaeology, to take us inside the ancient synagogue, Capernaum, a town where Jesus performed some of his greatest miracles. Take a look. Danny, it's a hot day here in the Galilee, but you know what? I love it, and I'm excited because we are at a very special place right now. We are in the place that many call the town of Jesus. Not Nazareth, where we just were and where he was raised, but Capernaum. Tell us why this place is so important, and tell us where we are right now.
Well, Capernaum is the anchor of Jesus' activity here around the Sea of Galilee. You are now standing in front of a monumental doorway. Look at the carvings.
Now that is an arch.
Okay, and wait till you see the interior. Look at this. This, in fact, is the biggest synagogue from antiquity ever found in the Holy Land. It was 2 stories high. It could accommodate hundreds of people inside.
Hundreds.
And this is really spectacular, especially when you think that this is the Galilee. This is not a very big metropolitan environment.
It's not like it was Jerusalem or in Judea. This is Galilee, kind of off the beaten path, you would say.
Yes, and it's really surprising to have such a big synagogue.
You said that this was the largest synagogue in all of Israel. That's stunning.
As far as we know. Maybe there's even a bigger one hiding somewhere, but we found over 100 ancient synagogues. This is the most grand one.
Wow.
And especially coming from this rather not very densely populated part of the land, it's kind of surprising.
That's true. Beautiful structure, by the way. As you said, 2 stories high. You can fit hundreds of people in here in its day. Look at these pillars, and pretty well preserved.
These are Corinthian pillars. The stone itself is white limestone, which is not natural to this area. They were bought from a quarry, which is at least 10 miles away. Wow. This was a big investment.
Big investment, big operation. And this synagogue dates to?
Here is the problem. It actually doesn't date to the 1st century. It's old, but after digging and providing also dating material, the agreement among all scholars that it dates to a later period, to the 4th, 5th, or 6th century, not the time of Jesus.
But they call this place the synagogue of Jesus.
Well,
how does that work?
Yes, but not this building. This building, labeled as the White Synagogue, dates to the Byzantine period. And when they realized it's from a later time, the Franciscans were in charge of this whole property. They started tearing the floor. They made 24 strips across this building. Now cement is covering it in most cases. This is still original stone tiling.
Okay.
But in those parts, in some places, they did find what they were looking for, the first century.
They did. So they found the remains of that first century synagogue underneath this synagogue.
Yes, there is another building buried beneath this one, rectangular as well, a bit of a smaller scale, and it dates to the first century. Unfortunately, they did put the cement to cover all the remains, except for one place, this corner. Let me show you.
Let's do it.
On this corner, you can see two very clear features. One, the stone is different. It's not that imported white limestone, but the local black basalt stone, which is also not shaped in any special way. It's just the local stones put together, but they clearly form a building. This is its corner. And look, you see the doorway over here?
Yeah.
Eric, you cannot rule out the possibility that Jesus himself walked through this very doorway when he attended services in the synagogue beneath the white building here.
Whew. I have to take a deep breath, Danny, as you share that and really try to process that. As a follower of Jesus, the very real possibility, probability perhaps, that Jesus walked through this doorway where we are standing right now, that's tough even for me to comprehend. Yes. Amazing that we're standing here right now.
For a believer, this is really mind-boggling.
It is.
And it's one of two buildings that with a great sense of certainty we can associate to Jesus. Another building here in Capernaum. The other building in this site is identified already in ancient time as a site where Jesus healed a person, the mother-in-law of Peter. The Gospel of Mark tells us that it was near the synagogue because they went out of the synagogue and immediately entered that house.
Folks, I can't tell you what a thrill that was to be inside an ancient synagogue where Jesus taught. It's known as the town of Jesus, after all, the town of Capernaum. It never gets old being here in the land of Israel, and I particularly love the Sea of Galilee. This region, this body of water is so peaceful. And we've got a lot of great stories coming up for you from the land, from this region, on future episodes of the Newscast and the Watchman TV show. If you love that clip with Danny the Digger, you will love our weekly show on TBN. That is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got the Newscast for you here on YouTube, and we have the Watchman TV show on TBN. Hey, from the Sea of Galilee, thanks so much for joining us all this week from Israel. Until next time, God bless you. And remember, never hold your peace. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Watchman Newscast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, click subscribe, and tap the bell icon to turn on notifications for new Watchman Newscast episodes every weekday.